We are live at the Philippine International Comics Festival, and we are wrapping up. It's the last few hours. SM Mega Mall, Mega Trade Hall, 2 until 8 p.m. You guys are here until the end?
PM.
And I am with our international guests, Erica Eng and Ken Fu. Erica is from Malaysia, and Ken Fu is from Singapore. Really quickly, guys, how has the Philippine International Comics Festival been?
Oh, it's been really fun. I really like this festival because it focuses on original comics, and it's good to see the Filipino culture, get to know the Manila traffic, and it's been a really fun experience.
Erica?
It's been really fun. I got a publisher this year. We're both under Agimat Comics. So this year, I don't have to sell my own books, so that's a plus. I don't have to handle sales. Um, and yeah, it's been really great. Like Ken said, everyone here is selling original artwork, and Filipino readers are always so warm and friendly. We just love it here.
Ken, you are being published. Your comic is called Cockman. Can you tell our readers really quickly what it's about?
It's about a chicken from another dimension that came to Earth, and he had to take on the form of a human being to live here. So he gets on these misadventures with the people he meets along the way, and it's a really funny comic, and I hope you can buy it.
Erica, I've interviewed you before. Your interview is up. You are Malaysia's first Eisner Award winner for your comic called Fried Rice. For anybody who missed that, who would like to come for the last few hours of PICOF, what is Fried Rice about? I heard somebody say it was autobiographical. I know it's not.
It's semi-autobiographical, not truly autobiographical, so there are fictional elements. And it's about my journey wanting to become an artist after graduating high school and how that whole process was and how I wanted to move abroad. But I also felt torn because I love my family. So it's about balancing those two things.
And really quickly, did you discover any new creators in this festival that you think that people who come here should go watch out for?
But the Vietnamese publisher Duhut Books. Um, the books that they publish are really high quality and really beautiful. And it's kind of funny. I discovered them here in the Philippines. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a whole bunch of too many to name actually. I can't remember all of them, but the ones I do remember are I think Jerry Nguyen.
Yeah.
Elmer
and Wasted.
Yeah, Paola Papiri, Ren Ren.
Ren.
I really like Ren Ren's book.
Is it because it's about a chicken?
No, not only that, it's just a really compelling read. I'm halfway through it already, and it's very good.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
I hope you have a good rest of PICOF. Thank you for coming back on the Comics Cube. And we'll good luck and stay tuned right now because the other international people will be coming right here, right now on this very link. Thank you. So you'll be joined by Ping Sasinan. Happened here. Okay, there we go. If you guys are PICOF, hello. Do you guys know each other?
Because you did the master class after me.
Oh yeah.
How was it?
I was nervous, but feeling
No.
better now.
Now you're not nervous anymore. Now it's over.
It's a bit, but not so much anymore.
Okay, so I am now joined by Sherry Domingo and Ping Sasinan from Germany and Thailand.
Thailand.
And and you're from Germany, but half of you is from here.
How?
You're from Germany, but half of you is from here.
Half of me is from here. Yeah, my mother is a Filipina.
So how has you guys have both been on my show? How has the Philippine International Comics Festival been treating you so far?
It's amazing. It's super nice. It's interesting to see comic artists from also not only from the Philippines but from Southeast Asia, meeting Ken Fu from Singapore or Erica from Malaysia. It's
Yeah. I feel the same. I feel like Filipinos people are really nice and supportive. And I love to see a lot of Southeast Asian comics from this event.
And how's the reaction been to your books?
Very positive.
Really positive.
yeah, very positive. And I was happy that quite more people joined to the workshop than I was expecting. It.
Really? How many you get?
I don't know, but like it was full, I guess.
Same to me. I didn't expect a lot of people to come to my master class.
What master classes did you guys each teach?
So my masterclass was about to get a story out of yourself by doing intuitive drawing. So I did a lot of like drawings with a timer, like now you have 5 seconds, draw this in 5 seconds, next panel, next panel. It was a bit like a boot camp, but then because I don't want people to think a lot before they draw, they should draw first and then you see that,
I
that
think
there's
that's
something on the paper that you didn't expect.
I think that's evident in your art style. Ping, what was your master class about?
Like the opposite. My master class is about like making a meaningful stories, and it's all about like understanding visual language and research. So how to like adapt reference that you want and how to understand symbolism, icon, color composition that you can use in your story and make the story more personal and meaningful.
Those are two completely different ways to draw.
And
That's
what's-
amazing. Okay, you guys have both been on my show, but for those who haven't caught it, what is the main, just name one of your comics and what is it that's been published by Babal and what is it about?
My comic Ferngespräch in German. It's called Long Distance Call in English, and it's about a Filipino nurse working in a retirement home in Germany, together with, and it's also about her daughter who has accompany her and the elder lady. So 3-generational story, and they all have in common that they don't want to be in this place.
Ping, just name a comic that you're selling right now that people should look out for.
Okay, so then I'm selling my newest comic, Requiem to the Goddess of Eternal Lives. It's a fantasy slash psychological stories about a journey of a priestess that trying to break the curse of the land, but it's less about the journey and more of the exploration of the power structure and how those powers shape people to have blind faith.
And here's my last question for you guys before we move on to Queen of Dubot books. If you what is going on here? Okay, if somebody comes here for the first time, hasn't read comics in a while, with the exception of your books, name a creator that they should watch out for and go to. Somebody you've discovered.
I've discovered someone and I forgot their name that I found really amazing, and I bought it yesterday and I forgot the name.
What is it about?
It was the zine. Maybe if you are listening, it was a zine completely, like the comic was made completely with analog media, mixed media technique, and it's a story about a house where there are like a lot of dead bodies on the roof.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
I forgot your name. I'm sorry, but I love the style. I have to look it up again. I have to see it in my hotel.
Ping?
Okay, I'm cheating a little bit because I already knew this person, but I like Stevie Vera, or Snake Oil.
Okay.
I love their visual scenes, visual comic. So cool. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of the festival. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay tuned to this very link. We will have more people. So while we're waiting here, for my next guest, I'm gonna have a special guest, Jason in Essential. Can you come into the frame, please? Jason, how has comics changed in the last, I don't know, 25 years, local comics?
I think there's been more of a focus on local self-publishing, which is nice. You see that the creativity is coming back for the Filipino writer and artist. And they're connecting with a wider audience because they're more niche audiences now with everything opening up through the internet. So it's nice that um, these writers and artists who might have thought that their audience was themselves, if they publish online, they see that more people can absorb what they have, which is great for them because it validates their imaginations, what their creativity is. So I really that's what I've seen most of all.
What's your PICOF hall looking like?
Oh, I don't really have a hall except for I've had a couple of commissions done. One is by Manglan Medina, which is here. I've had an All-Star Superman cover that Manglan did, and I've left a Superman with Manix over there. So he's doing it now. If we can do it before I leave, I'll be great. If not, take home na lang.
Manix is the Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, with the exception of JV Tanwatko.
Yes.
Can you name a comicero that people should watch out for?
There's this guy called Wincy Ong. He's got this thing called Butiking Pasay that I'm very curious about. Very retro. I think he wishes he lived in the 70s like I did. I think that's someone to look out for. I think he's got some interesting concepts by looking out for things like the Atrium in the 70s and Harrison Plaza and the Love Bus.
Oh yeah, Ritzy is like super into the 80s.
Yeah,
Like, really,
with his brutalist architecture posts. So
the Love Bus.
Yeah.
Like, I think he has like catalog photos of Greenbelt 1.
Yeah, exactly. What? To tell you how old I am, I watched the first Mission Impossible in quad. 29 years ago. Yeah.
Well, to tell you how old I am, I remember Quad.
Yeah.
I don't really have any specific details of Quad.
Yes.
But I remember it being called Quad.
Yeah.
That's where I bought my comics about it in gold print.
Broadcast, of course. Yeah.
What's just me was Comic Quest better than Phil Bars?
There was a time they were.
They were, yeah.
They were
Good time.
because I think old Phil, who founded Phil Bars, this was the time that he had been focusing more on magazines because he had kind of been losing touch with his core audience.
Yeah.
That's when Comic Quest kind of took over. And eventually Comic Odyssey supplanted them too. So it's nice that with Ivan and the Kabuchans taking over Phil Bars, there's been a resurgence of Phil Bars in recent years.
I agree. And I think Phil Bars has always been good at, if not maintaining that loyal base of customers, it's always been really good at pivoting.
Yeah.
Like it's never out of business.
Yeah. I really give a lot of credit to Ivan and Jacob Kabuchan because they were able to bring back they tapped into the nostalgia of us who grew up with Phil Bars. I mean, I grew up with two Phil Bars branches in Green Hills. One at the bottom of the escalator in Vero Mall and one in the old mom and pop in the Crossroad Arcade. So they were able to tap into that core audience and they've revived it. You know, they still have a lot of focus on comics, but you know, they've got Funkos now. They've broadened their audience. So even though Ivan's working for Lego now, I think Phil Bars is in good hands. Yeah.
What makes Filipino comics unique?
Oof. It's ours. It's ours. Some might say, you know, over the years, people have accused some of the characters or story arcs of being derivative, but we've always managed to put some unique twist to our comics to make it different. I think the work of Mars Ravelo of being this relevant for decades, they've shown how it's still significant. The twists that you have with Adarna, Elastic Man.
Yeah, I feel like calling them derivative is selling them short.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Rebels were here earlier, and what I said was, yeah, okay, you might start with a Captain Marvel Shazam engine,
Yeah,
but the fact that she's a provinciana,
yeah.
she's got a kid brother, she's got a Lola, she's got a magic stone.
It's that magic stone.
Right? It's
That
all of a
magic
sudden
stone.
it's different.
Yeah. A lot of it also is although not all of them have humor, the ones that have humor are so Filipino in humor that they have. It's self-deprecating.
Yes.
The way only Filipinos can be self-deprecating.
Manix and TK were here earlier,
Yeah.
and I was like, define Filipino humor, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right? They're like,
Yeah.
well, we're weird.
Yeah. Because TK with his posts on Instagram,
Yeah.
you end up just liking and it's covered in just sometimes it's one panel, sometimes just a few. But it's hilarious.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Jason, great to talk to
Thank
you.
you, Dwayne.
Great to talk to you.
Congratulations.
I'm happy.
The
that
best
you're
there
here.
is, the best there was.
The best there ever will be. Dum 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 dum. Ooh, yeah. And just in time is no problem. I am now joined. I finally meet you in person. I am now joined by Queen of Dubot Books. So from Vietnam, how's it been? How's PICOF been? Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I just moved here.
It's got good pickup. You don't have to.
It's like, I don't know how to explain. The largest comic festival that I've been to in Southeast Asia.
Really? This is the largest. This is the largest.
Whole dedicated to local comics. Because other festival or convention, it tends to be between commercial area and then local area. But here it's like 1000% dedicated to Filipinos comics on original content.
And how's the reaction been like to your catalog, to Dubot Books?
Super friendly. I don't know. Like we have really positive feedback. And it's really surprised me. It really made our day. Because last time when we came home after a super long day, like we wrapped up at 9 something and we got home at like 10-ish after the dinner. And then when I opened up Instagram and I received a lot of like amazing reviews from you guys. So thank you so much.
Oh wow! So you have comics that have been that are
Yeah, people who bought our comics and read it and then gave us some good words around it.
some of them are in English. They're in English. So like if you still have 3 hours to come here to SM Mega Mall Mega Trade Hall 2 and you can buy some Vietnamese books at Dubot Books. And this is Queen. Here's a question for you, which I've been asking to everybody, which is, so you've been going around, with the exception of books from Dubot Books. Okay, like like not naming your books, has there been a comic that you that has grabbed your attention?
Just one. I mean, yeah, like a lot. I've been grabbing books from almost every single store on the other side of the hall.
Okay.
So I got like the Salawa from Ren,
Everybody's been naming that book. Everybody.
but because this series about Filipino mythology. I forget the name.
There are many of those.
It's still going on the other side over there.
Okay.
Watercolor. So really, really beautiful. Can't wait to read.
Uriah? No. 4 issues.
So meet something.
Okay, I don't know. But yes, there are so many books. I can't be expected to remember everything. Thank,
I've been picking up and tying nonstop since this morning.
thank you so much, Queen. I'm so glad that you were able to drop by at the Comics Cube. And I hope you have a good time in the last 3 hours selling. When are you flying back to Vietnam?
Just stay.
So I hear there is an excursion tomorrow. You're looking forward to it.
Super.
Okay, have fun. The traffic will not be great, but
We'll see.
you live in Vietnam. You understand traffic. Thank you so much, Queen. It's good to finally meet you. Good to finally meet you. Thank you so much. Oy, dito ka rin. Pero bumalik ka. Mabilis lang to. Pero mauna si Sam. Kanina pa siya. No, no, no. Hello, Sam. How are you? We're live.
What?
This is Sam.
Oh my gosh.
This is
Oh,
my girlfriend Minnie.
hello.
Yeah, so we're live. So Sam, it's nice to see you again after a very long time. I haven't seen you in a very long time. It's been ages. I feel like I don't really see you at these events too much.
No, I don't show up.
Why not?
I have an elderly dog.
Um,
He's pretty attached to me.
okay. Okay. So Sam, your name was mentioned yesterday in one of the live streams
Yes.
with the Maharlika guys, Rexy Dorado and John Ray. Nakakatawa si John Ray kasi wala siyang apelyido pero dalawa yung pangalan niya. And you are the background artist for Maharlika. How did you get that gig?
Through people. Recommended by trusted artists. Like, but yeah. It's an artist recommending another artist. Like, hey, yeah, why not her? She does stuff. I do stuff, I guess. I do stuff well.
You do stuff well. And that's a great segue to what I'm about to say.
Which is
Are you okay saying it?
dude.
Yeah. Okay. So I wrote a comic and Sam is drawing it. I'm so glad we have an audience for that.
Intel?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
No. She said woohoo.
No, I mean like if
No, it's been going up and down this whole time. The reason I do this on YouTube is so that people can keep on going back to it. So that's it. Don't let it ever be said that I didn't tell you guys that I wrote a comic and Sam is drawing it. It will be out when it's out.
Oh, nice. No pressure.
Okay? Don't rush us. I'm trying not to rush you. It's okay.
No, it's just,
Sam, really quickly, name your favorite, name the artist you're most influenced by.
Mobius.
Mobius. No, you're not the first person today who said that.
Really?
Yeah. European comics that are in.
I got into the heavy metal stuff early on for my dad's stash.
Okay.
So like, oh, this is pretty. This is book. Like, I'm not supposed to read that. But yeah. yeah.
Probably
That's-
some Milo Manara.
Yes. Yes.
You're not supposed to read that, Sam.
Now, yeah.
European comics, especially, they don't really hide a lot of stuff. Heavy metal, Mobius, and all that. What for? No, so is that where you get your attention to detail for backgrounds and
Yes, he's a real masterful, layout. When he does environments, it's really immersive.
yeah,
So it's very detailed. Yeah,
and that's what I love about your work.
yeah. Thank you. No, I environment for me lends credence to the story. So it's really important to me to if I'm gonna draw a building, it's gonna be a building.
Right.
If there's gonna be hues for any or like I'll put whatever detail I have that I can see still just to serve the purpose, even if it's in the I pay attention to those things.
Agree with that, and I think that like a lot of artists could use a lot more like backgrounds and environment building in their work. I think that's one of the things that I still think we don't see enough of, both in Filipino comics and comics in general these days.
There are some companies who are pushing AI to do it.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it's not the same.
no, it's not the same. What do you feel about AI in general?
Well, it's not. It wasn't sourced ethically, so from the. Oh my gosh, it's Spider-Man. Sorry to distract a lot, but yeah, no, in general, because it's not ethically sourced.
Yes, it's
Uh,
not ethically sourced.
Data sets and stuff.
I also think that most people who use it don't know what looks good.
Mm,
I said what I said.
shots fired.
No, but that's the thing that I realized is that a lot of people use generative AI.
Yeah.
They'll put out generative AI work, but it doesn't look good. So like they just don't have the eye that an artist would have.
It's part of like training as an artist. It's not just the skill. It's how you're looking.
It's how you look. That's part
Yeah.
of the training. Then.
Yes.
That's part of the skill. And I think people overlook that is a skill.
Profound. Not profound, but yeah, it's just because it's like there already. People tend to overlook it, and so when it's off, for me, it really like it's an eyesore for me if something's off. So yeah, a mark of a good work is like everything's seamless.
Yes. That's the thing about your work. That you don't draw the figures from Harlika,
No,
but everything is seamless.
I hope so.
Everything is seamless. I'm like, oh, ang ganda ng background nito. Oh, no wonder.
Thank you.
Sige, Sam, one more thing before I go. Like, what does your haul look like? Who caught your eye at the festival?
I got the Gaza, the Diary of Comic Artist from Gaza. I got that, and then I got some from McCoy. And I got some from Julius. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out here with their works. I'm so sorry, but yeah. Yeah.
Sige, last question. You've been in this industry for a long time. How is looking at the convention now and compared to when you started? How have things changed?
The talent pool. I mean, there was a time where people, I hate to say the word, but yeah, like in background work, they're lazy. But they're coming up. It's getting up there. I mean, the newer artists. I guess the tools are also there. I mean, Clip Studio has aids that will help you with stuff.
These kids grow up with Canva.
Oh boy.
Just go up with Canva these days. That's basic now.
But no. Like, yeah, forget Canva. But yeah, not the Canva stuff. Like the, like the real artists. It is something.
No, but you're right. But you're right. There's so much more talent now, and I think it's not just about because a lot of you like 15 years ago were very talented. But I think there's also a variety of talent now. Like people don't draw the same way. Yeah, color.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Sam, thank you so much for dropping by. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Don't let it be said I didn't announce anything, guys. Watch out for it. It'll be done when it's done.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I am in fact eating an apple. I'm waiting for my next guest. You still have time to come to the Philippine International Comics Festival. SM Mega Mall, Mega Trade Hall 2. Randy Valente.
Kasama pala ako rito.
This is my last big wrap up.
Hello.
Pasensya na, I am eating an apple.
Yeah, ako naman ay uhaw na kakadaldal ko maghapon.
Kamusta, Randy? One of the links between the old Filipino comics industry and the new one, Randy Valente.
Yeah. So it's like ang tanda ko na.
Well, the important dyan is you were there when the old industry blew up. Tapos you were there at the beginning of this new one, and you were there today. From the blow up of the old one to now,
Yeah.
what can you say about yung change na yun?
I think because it's when I started I was only 13 years old. So yeah, bata ako nung nagsimula. So yeah, hanggang ngayon ako na yung matanda. So yeah,
Pero yung scene, the community, what do you think?
it evolved a lot. Parang sobrang layo na dun sa pinanggalingan ko. Like during my time, walang mga ganito. Walang conventions, walang gatherings ng writers and artists and editors. So, yun. Yun.
And yung variety of talent talaga no?
Yeah.
Oh.
Medyo iba-iba na talaga ngayon. Sobrang, I don't know. Ang ganda ng nung galing-galing sa ibang discipline, yung iba-ibang mga tao.
Randy, Sining Kiling, No Man Manila, your book, Renan Galeno is the most translated comicero
Yeah.
in like maybe ever. Pero I think you're number 2. Totoo ba? Or
I don't know.
you're very widely translated.
Yeah, yung Norman Manila, ilang translations na ba? 5 or 4?
Oh, yun.
Yeah.
Yun, No Man Manila is
Yeah.
5, Renan is 6.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's more than anyone else.
So, and then hopefully, dahil nga may English translation na ng Norman Manila, so hopefully magkaroon pa ng ibang languages.
Sining Kiling and No Man Manila, ano yung pitch mo for that, for people who haven't read it?
I don't know. Siguro dala ng edad ko. My stories nowadays are hindi na kagaya nung sinusulat ko nung mga 1990s or early 2000. Mas nakakonsentrate ako sa serious stories, medyo political, medyo may social commentaries. Yun, so, I don't know, pamatanda.
That's interesting kasi earlier today, I was reading yung anthology ng Comic-Con for the 10th anniversary. Meron kang story doon about the making of Sining Kiling.
Yeah.
And how at one point in your life, ayaw mo ng political, ng political lines and how you changed that. So, a question ko sa iyo is, what do you make of the people who say na bakit ginagawa niyo political yung comics? Bakit niyo may commentary dyan? Hindi ba comics are just supposed to be fun?
Well, kasama siguro sa pag-evolve nga, yung content ng comics. So, hindi na siya pang bata, hindi na siya pang teenager. So, pwede na natin siyang i-treat na serious literature. So, because reading material naman ng comics, so wala nang pipigil kung yung content mo medyo mature na, medyo mabigat na, okay na.
Randy, curious ako dito kasi I've seen your art and I've seen your art in multiple capacities. And alam ko marami kang style.
Yeah.
How do you decide kung ano style gagamitin mo for a particular comic?
You know what? May contradictions ang side ko as a writer and side ko as a visual artist. If you ask me as a visual artist kung ano yung gusto kong gawin, gusto kong mag-drawing ng mga fantasy and horror stuff, mga Lord of the Rings, mga Star Wars. Pero hindi ako nagsusulat ng gano'n. Yun ang problem ko. Yung mga stories ko is not fantasy, is not horror. So, mas nakaline ako dun sa mga social realism ng stories. Ayun ang mga ayoko i-drawing, yung mga ganun tipo kasi nakakatamad. So, talagang magkaiba siya. So, nahihirapan akong pagsamahin yung dalawa kong style. So, I decided na kung ako gagawa ng sarili kong story, na medyo boring yung story, like mga political. So gagawin ko siya medyo cartoony. So kaya kung makikita niyo yung gawa ko sa No Man Manila and Sining Kiling, medyo cartoony yung style ko doon. Compare sa mga gawa ko, halimbawa sa Twilight Zone or Bomperella. Okay,
So mas gusto mo ba kung may magsulat ng fantasy story for you to draw?
Oo, yung mga ganun ang...
Oh, narinig niyo yun ha, mga aspiring writers dyan. Si Randy Valente would like to draw a fantasy story.
Pero wag mo ng collaboration, hindi ko pa kaya. Wala mo ng collaboration. Ang problem ko yung schedule ko. Yeah, because
you have years to write your story para ready na si Randy.
Especially now na editor at large ako ng Vival, di ba? Ang daming trabaho na nakaabang sa akin. Kasi I'm also publishing mga classic comics, yung mga Kuching, yung mga Velasquez. So ako rin nag-handle kasi lahat ng...
Francisco Coaching, Tony Velasquez. So you are one of the preservers of the culture. Magaling na, I saw the books earlier. Ang ganda na tignan. Congratulations, Randy. I'm happy you're here and I'm happy na the PICOF. You can still catch Randy until 8 p.m. today here at SM Mega Mall Mega Trade Hall 2 Philippine International Comics Festival. Peace and stay on the line because I still have a few more guests to wrap up.
Thank you so much. Dalaw kayo sa Vival and sa Comic at Booth.
Sige, thank you kayo.
Oo. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Thank
Is it here? Right?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go. And I am
Is this
now.
recording or?
That's recording. I'm now with Sketchman Boris.
Ah, thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You are from Thailand.
Well, I'm originally from India,
yeah.
but I live in Thailand now.
How long you been in Thailand?
It's been 10 years almost. Yeah.
Oh, you've been there for 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so you were resident in Thailand just in time for the political unrest. How's that going?
Well, I mean, yeah, it didn't go really well, but we foreigners were protected in this foreigner bubble, so it's okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you love comics?
Oh, I mean, because I've always loved drawing since I could remember, and I think I don't know. There's something about seeing stories being told in drawings visually. I don't know. I mean, also imagining that there is someone else out there who draws also, and kind of there's this like a silent connection. Between the art. Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, and that's the thing about comics, right? Is like there is like communication.
Yes.
Because it's up to you to kind of fill in the blanks, what happens between panels and stuff.
Yes.
Do you remember when you fell in love with comics? What's the comic that made you fall in love with comics?
Actually, first I would say when I don't remember the age, but when I was very young, I wouldn't. It's not a comic, but it kind of was a gateway to comics. My aunt brought me from France the Jungle Book, but the illustrated version of the animated movie, the old one. And I couldn't really explain it back then, but the shape language of the way Shere Khan was designed, like the way it was drawn, I couldn't, my brain couldn't like kind of explain it, but there was something about it that wanted to make me draw. And I think later on, like, I studied in a French school in India, and we would find bande dessinée, which is like the French comic, in the library. So that's how I got into it.
I watched every single Disney feature film. From from Snow White all the way to Moana 2 last year. And that period that you mentioned, the Jungle Book, Robin Hood, the Aristocats, the art style in that area, in that region, is something else. Like I was like, oh my God, I want to draw.
Yeah.
It makes you want to draw.
Yeah. And recognizable, like I think that's where like you could just recognize the character just with silhouettes, like because it's like so well designed.
Boris, this is my girlfriend Minnie.
Hi, Minnie.
And Minnie is also a big Disney fan. He was saying that the thing that got him to start drawing was an illustrated version of the animated Jungle Book.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Now that you say it, like, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And he was saying Shere Khan.
Yeah. But just because, I don't know why as a kid, I always drew, like, if you look at the old drawings, I always drew felines like cats, and I love the big cats like lions, tigers, and stuff like that. So, and that, seeing those in Jungle Book was like awesome. Like,
yeah. I was saying that period of Disney, Aristocats, Robin Hood. What else is there? There's one about cats. There's another one about cats.
Well, I mean, even in Aladdin, like when they go to the desert and the cave, the mouth of the cave is like actually a big tiger head, or like that was also pretty cool. And I think probably one of the first CGI.
Yes, that cave is definitely CGI. Yeah. That's part of Aladdin. I don't think ages well. but not the cat, the CGI.
Yeah.
So you started drawing, when did you first get published?
I self-published a book called Counting Sheep. So actually, if you just type Sketchman Boris on Amazon, you'll find that book. The idea is like I went from because I was a huge Hanna-Barbera fan. Like I grew up watching in Cartoon Network. So that's why cartoons. Yeah. So and then in India, because that's the only channel we had that was showing cartoons. And at some point, when I was in university, we wanted to become filmmakers with a friend because we were like huge fans of the filmmakers, the independent filmmakers. And
So we wrote the script and we didn't know how to, kind of pitch it or like how to make it. So then my friends said like, you can draw, and then that's when it like really like, sometimes like, someone has to give you an idea like that you didn't really realize that you could have done. Like I could have done comics like for a long time, but then that's the first time that I thought like, oh, actually I can do this. And then what I realized is that having watched all these films, I had this visual grammar of like how to break down actions and things like that, even without learning really comics,
Just osmosis, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
sheer learning by watching.
Yeah. And then because sometimes you can tell like, oh, I know, even I don't even know the word composition back then, but I know that if I place the character here, it will look good and stuff like that. So it's a more like kind of building this instinct of storytelling before actually now when I teach students, like, because I also give like little classes, like now you have to kind of like learn, and because you want to transfer that knowledge, and like that's when you really think about it. But like, yeah.
It's really interesting because sometimes you hear people say like, "Oh, I could never draw because I wasn't born with a talent."
Yeah.
But the way you describe it, it's like it's not like you were born with a talent. You watched a lot of stuff. It
Yeah.
like it imprinted into your written,
Yeah.
right? So you actually, without realizing it, you were doing work.
No, I mean, again, like just a little bit on that. Like, I think that's why, like, I kind of don't like the AI thing where people are generating the stuff, and because I think, because we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have stuff. So if you watch something and you wanted that story to continue, you had to continue it in your head or like by drawing it. So when I would watch, I don't know, some cartoons, and then you had to wait the next week for the next episode. No, you would just start drawing it because you had that itch that you wanted to scratch.
That reminds me of the great comic book writer Alan Moore.
Mm.
You might have heard of him.
Yeah.
Once said that when he was a kid, all of the toys that he played with were like those generic action figures,
Okay.
like the little green men and stuff. And then he would make up stories about it. And these days, the toys are so nice. They're so perfectly created that he feels like the toys are better, but it doesn't practice your imagination as much.
Yeah.
Because-
I totally agree. Yeah. Totally.
Because you're just recreating what was there.
Yeah.
Which is not a knock on the new toys. Clearly, the new toys are better. It's just saying that use your imagination a little bit more.
Yeah.
So here, the Philippine International Comics Festival. How would you say the Filipino comic scene is different from the comic scene in Thailand, the comic scene in India? Now that I think about it.
I would say like I know, of course, I know little about the comic scene in India because when I was growing up there, like I didn't really know any comics, to be honest. Like you would see the newspaper political cartoons or things like that, but I didn't really know any artist name or anything like that. I only got exposed to comics in India through a publisher that we interviewed for our YouTube channel. And but other than that, like or sometimes you get people send me like, hey, do you know this artist from India? But it's
Do you know everyone from India?
yeah. That's what people assume. Like, hey, it's like
One of the most populated countries in the world.
Yeah.
You know everyone?
But for the difference between like Thai and the Filipino, I feel like the Filipino comic industry is of course like much more, I think, nurturing to artists, or maybe I feel like there's a little bit more structure and organized in terms of information. I think people know the names and so on, but I think for the Thai, I feel like they know the really masters, kind of few comic artists that were drawing the horror comics, which were called 1 baht comics because they were sold for 1 baht. Actually, we bought some examples to show. But other than that, like it's comics, like just like any other country in Thailand, it's considered for kids. But of course, manga is popular now. I don't know. I just feel like in Filipino comics are just a little bit more mature in terms of the recognition, I think. Or maybe because I have a limited exposure to Filipino comics, so I don't know. I think I'm in the right spot.
Dude, I'm so happy for you, and I'm so happy that I'm so happy that you are in the Philippine International
Oh,
Comics
thank you,
Festival.
thank you.
And I'm really just glad that like you're exposed to Filipino comics,
Yeah.
but that also you get to sell your works internationally.
Yes, thank you.
I got a few more questions for you. So
Sure.
if somebody were in the Philippine International Comics Festival is coming to the PICOF for the first time in a while. Um, has anybody caught your eye? Has anybody basically been somebody that you would say to look out for?
Hmm. Um, well, I mean, I don't know why. Like, I'm a very nostalgic guy. I know he's not. I think he passed away. March Travelo, like I mean, but I love the character that he created, that female character with
Darna.
Darna, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It's just like I love that the black and white ink is so sexy to me. Like it's like so. I don't know. When I was looking at the artwork, and I'm like, that's so awesome. Like so I don't know. I would think. I don't know. I think I don't know. I wanted to buy some books, but they didn't have some books available.
Yeah, no, Darna went basically he created Darna in like 1950, I think, 1949, 1950. Was made into a bunch of movies, a bunch of TV shows. But the Ravelos were just here, and they said that they were trying to work on high quality reprints.
Okay.
And then
I mean, I'm next to I mean, she's not from Philippines, but I'm next to Erica Ang. I think that's pretty cool.
You mean Eisner Award winning Erica Ang?
I think it's her. I didn't realize that she did all those pages in like actual watercolor. I thought they were digital and stuff. Which again, I'm not saying digital is easier than like one, but anyway, I'm just amazed by that. I'm trying to think of. I don't know. I've always been because I think the artist that I've actually read the book is Randy Valente. So
No Man Manila.
I read No Man Manila, which is great, and I think he's one of the last artists who still uses the brush technique that the masters use.
Yeah, he had a workshop all about that a couple years ago.
Yeah. So I don't know. I for me it's like more that if I can feel that ink on the page, I guess I just gravitate towards that. I'm trying to think, but like yeah, I don't know. There are so many artists that we like exchange cards and so on, but like yeah, I really need time to process that, and I think yeah, I don't know. Like those are the artists that I can think of to answer your question.
Sketchman Boris, I'm very happy that you were able to drop by. Thank you for coming to the Philippine International Comics Festival. Thank you for dropping by the Comics Cube. And that's it, guys. I am done for the weekend. I am done. I hope you enjoyed the live
Thank you so
streams. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, Boris.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, yay.
Thank